The first episode we filmed with Clay, Joel, who's the third guest, he was sitting off to the side doing work, and I knew I was saying something funny or interesting when he was like chuckling as he was doing his work. I was like, good. And then I'd say something and he wouldn't chuckle. I'd be like, damn.
Oh, that miss.
I'd be like, 180. Let's turn this around. Yeah. If you guys haven't already noticed, this is Andrew. Andrew's a kindred spirit that I was introduced to by Kale. Is that good?
I like that.
I love that a lot. A kindred spirit. I feel like we are
free in the world, in a world of mystery. Kindred spirits.
Yes. It's perfect. And we're at GCU. If you couldn't tell,
what's up?
Our third guest is the Bernie the Bear.
Bernie.
Or what's his name?
I was gonna say Barrington, but I like Bernie.
Okay, Bernie
Barrington, maybe.
Bernie.
I
was trying to give him a little bit less of a shallow.
Oh.
Now he's kind of more in focus. There
I like his pose.
And then Lightning McQueen. So now that you have decided that you deserve to stay in Arizona, what will you be listening to on your drives around Phoenix? There's many. There's many interstates. There's Loop 101. There's Loop 202. And there's Phoenix downtown, which is by neither of those. When you have to get around, what are you going to be listening to?
Man, well, once I put my location in the Google Maps, because I can't do I'm so directionally challenged. Like it's so bad.
Even in your hometown?
Even in my hometown. Like if I know where the Safeway is, I know where my house is. But like only if I know where the Safeway is. Like like street names.
Okay.
Over my head. But while I'm driving, you're most likely gonna hear, or I'm most likely gonna hear, Harry Styles recently.
Okay, good.
New album, super good. Some Kendrick, love Kendrick Lamar. His especially Die Hard, love Die Hard. That's one of my favorite ones.
That's a good one.
Of his newest. Let's see, some SZA.
Yes.
I don't know, just kind of a lot of more, I guess, R&B rap is what I've been trying to get into recently.
I love that.
Yeah.
So well rounded.
Thank you.
Go, Andrew.
Thank you. Try something new.
You will be so angry at me. You'll be so disappointed in me. I was just at a festival, just at Outside Lands in San Francisco.
Wow.
Which was awesome.
A music festival, I'm guessing?
I missed SZA.
No. Okay, official. I'm mad. Are you kidding me?
But do you want to know who I saw instead?
Yeah, I do.
Phoebe Bridgers.
Oh.
So it was
Phoebe.
a little bit worth it. We were going to go cut across and leave. We were going to leave Phoebe to go see SZA.
Right.
Because you know how they do these music festivals.
Yeah,
they're
Next
all the headliners are at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is just so stupid. And of course, they're like halfway across the park.
You have to walk the whole park to get to
and it's in Golden Gate Park.
Oh,
which is
so
cool.
nice.
It's like the central park of San Francisco,
big?
basically. It's huge.
It's huge?
It's way bigger than Central Park.
Wow.
And we were just walking through what felt like a forest, but you're in the center of the city, and which is so cool. I think that there needs to be more parks and things like near downtowns.
Oh, yes.
Because that's
absolutely.
like the core thing you miss when you're downtown.
It's
you
parks.
need some life, some trees,
People
some
need to walk
grass.
them dogs, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those dogs got to take a shit somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah, because here they be shitting on the hot pavement.
Oh, and it's cooking there.
Yeah, it's cooking it. Ew.
Nice pie. Ew.
The bubbling poo is not what I like
Wow.
in Phoenix. It's not what I want.
Oh my
god. That's Melody Garcia. My friend came up with that term here when we were walking Lopes Way.
Tragic.
I was like, it smells awful right here. She's like, yep, this is the street of the bubbling poo.
Wow, that is just burned into my brain now.
Yep. Because I feel like as soon as you think about it, it smells worse. Like it somehow smells worse.
Same with the student union. You walk into that place.
Yes, the student union right around the like weird brick part.
Oh, so icky.
The like one hill on campus.
So icky.
Slight hill.
I don't even know.
It's a little bit of a down.
It's a little womp.
On a little bit of a skateboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was so much nicer in San Francisco. The weather was really hot in the morning, and so I took off my hoodie I brought.
Oh.
And then it started raining, and then it rained during Phoebe, and it was just perfect. It was so amazing.
Is she a good entertainer? Is she someone that she's good on stage?
Her commentary was so funny.
Oh,
like she just
so good.
is so she's awkward because she was like, hi again, and it was like completely silent. And you know how like concerts are, whenever someone says anything, just like screaming.
Yeah, everyone's like,
she'd
yes!
be like, hi guys. And we're like, yay,
yes,
Phoebe!
baby!
I love Phoebe. So I just posted a couple of videos of it. I was like, you know what? This has to go on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, I love Phoebe. And it was so worth it. And we were, every time I was like, the next song that's bad, we're going to go to see SZA. Mm-hmm. And it never got bad.
Oh, none of them
Every
missed.
single song, I was like, this is too good to leave.
That's the way to go, man.
Yep.
She really planned it out well.
And I was gonna leave. I was like, we got this. After this song, we're totally leaving. I'm gonna make us leave. And then on the screen, she has amazing visuals. It's like a book. Whoa. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a little picture book, and it like turns the page every time a new song comes up.
Whoa.
And the page opened, and it was "This is the end." And I was like, oh, I can't leave. And I was like, this is a 7-minute song.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna stay. So we did hear SZA. We did see SZA.
You heard her
from across the park.
Yeah.
Very faint, very distant. But I guess now Phoebe has trumped her. I now have a new fave.
Wow. Is that all that was there? Was those two?
Well, we also saw Dayglow.
Wow.
I don't know if you know them.
Yeah, I do.
I love Dayglow. Role Model.
I went and saw him in concert, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
When did you see him?
First semester last year. I don't remember.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was definitely a girl crowd, though. You know, like
Yes.
I was one of the like 6 men, and
It was super weird.
Yeah.
Like, we were showing up to all these, and there was a good amount of space.
Yeah.
Like, for the one right before Role Model, it was Faye Webster.
Oh wow.
Who was super cool and chill, and people were kind of sitting. There was some space.
Yeah.
She's just playing her cool little guitar.
doing the thing, you know.
And it was awesome. And I was like, it's a little cramped, though. I wish I had more space.
Yeah.
I should not have said that. Because Role Model, it got so cramped. And it was all these girls screaming.
And they want to be as close as they can. So all
yes, and they were all pushing in. And we were like really, really packed in.
Yeah.
And then right behind us was this group of guys who were like, who is this? they kept saying weird things like that. They were like,
who is this guy?
Is this guy kind of good? It's so funny being in a festival where people are just walking around.
Right, they don't like know.
They don't
the
really
artists.
know. And I just remember him, like after one of his songs, it was like, wait, is this guy kind of good? And then these girls in front of us, they were like, you suck. Yeah. They like turned around and they were like, go away.
What?
And we were just in the middle of this like argument between these like fangirls and these
guys
boys
that don't know.
And every song they do that, you know, when the beat was going towards the end, they do the like every time.
Yeah, get hyped.
Yeah, and then it was like some girl turned around and very loudly screamed in the middle of the song. She was like, "You're weird."
Hey yo.
It was just so funny standing there as these guys were like, I guess being introduced to him. He'd never heard of him.
So funny. Yeah, Role Model isn't like, you know, like top tier. Everyone knows him. For sure. But I'd say he's popular. Like,
yeah, he was midday. It was a huge crowd.
Yeah.
And it was like the hottest part of the day,
wow.
too. It was
Good for him
definitely
pulling. Yeah.
sweaty.
He pulled.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was huge.
Wow. So who else was there?
I don't know if you know Delwater Gap.
Yes, actually.
Okay,
yeah,
sweet.
So
I've
Jeremy
seen him
Zucker. I went
3
to Jeremy
times.
Zucker concert, and
oh,
he opened
shoot.
for Jeremy.
Yes, I
Yeah.
missed that. I was so sad. He was with Jeremy Zucker in Colorado, and I missed him. But I've seen him twice other times.
Yeah.
And my 3rd time at this festival. It was so cool. He was the first one we saw.
Super cool.
And he's just awesome. He
Yeah.
walked by once when I was sitting on the grass, and I was like, hey. And he was like, hey there. I was like, whoa, I feel cool.
Oh, you got to talk to Delwater Gap?
Literally. And the people in front of me stopped him, and they were like, you're so talented. Can you take a photo? And I was like, that should have been me.
Yeah. But instead you're like, hey.
I
And
don't
he's
want to
like,
be
hey.
like try-hard fan. I just remember listening to some other podcasts, some YouTube podcasts, and it was like, yeah, I don't like when people come up to me and they're always like begging for photos. Like,
Wow,
I'd rather just
really?
them be my friend. And from that point
I've always
on, I was
wondered
like,
that. Yeah.
I'm gonna be their friend. I was like, I'm changing my mindset.
Yeah, you got to walk up to them and be like, hey man, like what's up? Like, I really appreciate what you did up there. I thought you did a great job today. Like, thanks man. And like, not be like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, and like take a bunch of selfies.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
think bugs
yeah.
people too, is when they just want a photo and they want to walk off. Like they don't actually want to have a conversation. They're just like meandering around how to get to the like, can we take a pic?
Get some connections, you know?
Because yeah, I feel like I used to be all about, oh, I have a photo. Like I have a photo of this celeb I was with. But now I'm like, if you don't trust me, why would I be so facetious with you? I'm like,
Facts.
I have the story and that's all I need. I don't need to have anyone else be like, look at this pic. But
if you're a celebrity and you had a lot of like people coming up to you, how would you? Or are you someone that'd be like I'll do photos later? Like no photos, no paparazzi.
I feel like it'd be fun. Like until
you'd
it gets
be like,
burnt
hi
out.
guys, like hello.
Yes, I always feel like I remember that Billie Eilish episode where she gets asked if she hates being famous, and she's like, no. She's like, I kind of like it. I like being famous. I like my little life.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like that confidence.
Yeah, I
like
love that.
a celeb when they're just like, okay, this is a goal of mine. I'm not gonna like ruin it by overanalyzing, and because some people I know get burnt out obviously of the photos and of the press, but at the same time it is like their dream in a way. sometimes it's hard to refocus. I understand that.
Yeah, people like Justin Bieber, where they've been famous since they were like an actual child, like super young.
I was about to say that.
That stuff, like, I feel like after a while, it's either a lifestyle or like you just get bored or like tired of it, you know?
Yep. I think it just wears out because you're not used to you're not going from like, oh, no one knows me to everyone knows me super quick. It's been too long for you to remember.
Yeah, it's like, paparazzi, just get off my like butt.
Yeah. I was just about to say him.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about stars who just hate the paparazzi, can't handle it. But Delwater Gap was so cool. He's obviously not as big, and he was just strolling around the park.
Just doing his thing.
He was just walking around, and he just walked up to the stage when the Marias were playing, and he just went backstage.
So cool.
And the Marias were like my discovery.
Really? I don't know the Marias.
They're so cool. They sing in Spanish and English.
Cool.
And you've maybe heard Hush. It's kind of like...
Hush.
I don't know how to describe it. It's super alternative, but it's kind of rock.
Okay.
And there's always been like a guy singer in that song. And I've always been like, I wonder who's singing. Mm-hmm. And she has a bassist, a guitarist, and a drummer. And it's the drummer. He has a little mic, and occasionally he has like a really deep boom, 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 boom. He like comes in the back, and I was like, wow. I totally thought it was the guitarist this whole time.
Yeah. And the drummer. That's impressive. I don't know a lot of drummers that sing in songs.
Yes. It's often like they're busy.
Yeah.
Kicking and slamming multiple different things.
Yeah.
Like they're very busy.
They're busy.
But it was so cool. He was playing drums and singing. I was like, that's a talent.
Factual.
Right?
Yeah, I know there's an artist a while ago, like my dad told me about him, which means, you know, it's got to be old. It's my dad talking about him, you know. And his thing was like he sang and did the drums. I don't know his name, but I know he was really famous.
That's always so cool because that's like obviously piano and singing, guitar and singing.
But drums is like a body. It's like a whole body movement.
Yes.
So like you might sound like out of breath or like, you know
right,
what I mean?
And it's like you're singing so close to a drum, like that's gonna be in the microphone. Like, but
funny.
It's crazy that he was so talented. And they've been like the discovery because I knew I loved them. I'd heard some songs by them, but I can't get over it. We keep playing it in the car when we're driving because we haven't got sick of the album yet. And we keep playing it on loop.
Yes.
So I'd say that would be my album of right now. I recommend the audience goes and checks out. Hush is the title of my favorite one right now, but the second one is also super good. And I'm trying to remember exactly what it's called, but because there's an intro and it like fades right into it.
Yeah.
But the whole album is really good.
So cool.
And it's the Marias, and it's their only album out.
I'll give it a listen,
so,
actually.
Do it. What would your album be out of the... You mentioned so many good ones.
Right.
But like, actually, what one would you choose?
My new artist, I discovered with Kale, who will be on after this.
Yes.
Let me find what the album name. It's Ritt Momney. Have you ever heard of Ritt Momney?
I love Ritt Momney.
You know Ritt Momney?
I feel like that's a very good Kale artist. Yeah.
Yeah. I only recently... How long have you known Ritt Momney?
Okay. So this is fun.
No way.
Here we go. So a boy I was talking to in high school was obsessed with Ritt Momney.
Oh.
And then we got into a little bit of an argument and we kind of stopped talking.
Yeah.
And I could not handle the thought of Ritt Momney.
Whoa.
People play him and I'd be like, stop. This reminds me of that boy, and I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Association, you know?
Yeah, I was really angry. I was like, I don't. And it was all of these fun, upbeat songs. That's what's so funny about him is he's such a like. He had the cover of what song? There was like,
Put Your Records On.
Yes.
Yeah.
People would play that, and I'd be like, no, play the original. I like the original
Yeah,
more.
better than
I was
Ritt
one of
Momney.
those people. I was like, no, Ritt Momney.
Yeah.
I can't handle the cover. And now I'm come back around maturity.
Yay!
I'm like, I can handle listening to an artist who...
I love that.
He has new stuff out too, so that's good.
Yeah. I've just like
to.
recently, so I only know like I've listened to his whole Her and All My Friends album.
Okay.
Which is phenomenal. If you look at it, like every song is liked. Like genuinely, I like every single song. Like so good and such a different like style. Like I don't know a lot of people with his like tone or texture, you know, which is super cool. That's why I appreciate him the most. Is his production style is my favorite that I've seen in a long time.
That's sweet. Yeah, he's so cool. I feel like when I found him, it had to be like 2018 when that was all happening.
Really?
And it was, I feel like just a couple tracks out, but I knew he had very good like
wow, you found it a while ago. I didn't know.
Right?
That's crazy. I'm impressed.
Oh, thank you. He was he had just a couple songs.
Right.
So I'll check out this new album. Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah. Escalator by him is my favorite right now. It's so good. So unique. I love that.
That's awesome.
Yes, Ritt Momney.
Ritt Momney.
I can't believe someone else knows. That's really cool.
Okay, that's good.
I just didn't know.
Yeah, I feel like Kale played me some of those.
Yeah.
And I was like revised.
Yeah,
I was like,
you're like,
ooh,
whoa.
I have heard this
Back
before,
on the Ritt
but
Momney
now there's
train.
like a new person Yeah.
I feel like he's also a little bit like role model in the way where like a lot of like people know of him. Like people know of him, you know, but he's not like famous. I guess I don't know. Role model seems to have more of that fame aspect than Ritt Momney.
Yes.
You know.
I was like, is Emma Chamberlain here?
Yeah.
And then I was sitting there in the audience. I was like,
I can't believe that's something I always forget about him.
Yes, I think they intentionally really want you to do that. They do not want to be like publicized together.
Yeah. Like
but the video for I Could Never Let You Go is a girl who looks just like Emma, and it's very suspicious. So I feel like they're kind of doing that awkward, like kind of confirming it. Right. What's that called? Soft launch?
I've never heard that.
It's launch? Like having a boy's foot in your BeReal, and then everyone's like, like reacting, and then I feel like I've done that before where I have like a random new person in my BeReal, and I get no hype. I'm like, excuse me, like, this could be my secret lover. Even though people see through it, they're like, Hudson would not soft launch someone on BeReal.
That's so
like,
you have to be the type of person.
Yes, and I think they are the type of people to do like the hidden soft launch because they were caught together in a couple photos and then didn't confirm it. I feel like that's very, very much both of them.
Agreed.
That's kind of their vibe of like, okay, we don't have to confirm anything. You guys can gossip all you want. I don't care. Like,
I think about that recently, actually. I wonder how many in the celebrity circle, how many like relationships are really going on that we just don't know about because they don't want it public.
Right, literally.
Like how many, like maybe some of these like single artists are talking to like 6 other single artists. And like we just like don't know.
We don't know.
But like I wonder if you get in the celebrity circle, like if you make it to that level and you start like knowing these people personally, you'll start hearing like this person and this person the other day, like they're going at it. Like,
yes.
You know, like they're going at it. Like like Kanye, single boy, like oh my god.
Oh, not Kanye. I was thinking of the like girls in the bathroom at the Met.
Yeah.
How they like somehow there's a photographer in there.
Yeah.
Or someone's taking photos and it will be like Billie Eilish and like Gigi Hadid.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
What are they talking about? Like, what are they saying?
I didn't know they knew each other. Like,
that's what's so funny is about the Met. It's like, is this facetious? Is this real? But
so
also,
funny.
I feel like celebs just have a level of common courtesy of being like, I know who you are. You are also famous.
Yeah,
I will be nice to
like
you. Might as well.
Thing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd hope so too at the Met.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. The only concert I've been to where I came out of it where I was like, okay, like that was fun, but they're not really like entertainers, you know, was actually Jeremy Zucker. I feel he's my favorite artist of all time, like number one. I've listened to him more than any other artist, which is actually kind of ridiculous. But his concert was fun. But he, as an entertainer, he's just more of like, he likes the music and he likes to play music. He's not someone that like really gets into it that I've seen with the crowd, you know, at least not mine in Arizona. At least.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Did you know he shot All the Kids Are Depressed in Colorado Springs?
No.
My hometown. That video, we freaked out. My friend Sophie and I.
Did you like recognize the place?
Yeah,
like,
there was a very brief shot of Pikes Peak. And of course, in the foreground was the power plant.
Yeah.
And in the background was Pikes Peak.
Yeah.
And my friend and I were like, of course, he comes to Colorado Springs and he chooses like the ugly, gritty part of town.
Very Jeremy
That was
Zucker.
the point.
Yeah.
It was to be in all these like abandoned buildings and all that. So go check that out. There's like a shot.
Wow.
Like in like the second verse.
Wow.
Otherwise you can't really tell. It's just like crummy, snowy houses. But I feel like I knew before it was even the Pikes Peak shot. I was like, this is looking like downtown.
Like, this is our Colorado.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Man, I want to go back to Colorado because I lived there for a while. We're still a Denver family, or like, Denver Bronco family, football.
Okay, there you go.
Broncos.
Nice.
So funny. I remember being really cold. The one memory I have of Colorado is it was winter time and I'm this little baby and my mom put like my first layer, my second, my third, and then my fourth and my fifth, you know.
Oh, Sidelines by Phoebe Bridgers. I know I mentioned Phoebe already, but that one's new.
Yeah.
And it's good. When I listened to it live, she got a different microphone that was doing like a bunch of reverb and a little bit of distortion.
Oh, so cool. I love that.
Yes.
That is dope. That's
and she
really
sang
dope.
into that and I was like, okay, now I love this song.
Yeah.
Because on the song it's pretty distorted and
Right.
reverb, but I was like, this doesn't really sound like her.
Right.
But then listening to it live, it like changed my entire life. The rain was like rippling down and there were lights coming up, so you couldn't really see it was raining, except it was when the lights were moving.
Right.
And it was so really cool. Powerful. I was like, the fact it's raining right now during Phoebe, that's another good reason why I'm glad that I stayed.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it just fit well.
If I was at SZA when it was raining, listening to Good Days while it's raining is probably not the same effect as listening to Phoebe while it's raining.
Yeah,
it's just the right sound with the right weather.
Do you know who Lizzie McAlpine is?
Yes.
Yes.
Doesn't she have a Jeremy Zucker collab?
Yeah, she does.
I like that one.
Yeah, she does. One of her songs that I'm obsessed with right now is "Reckless Driving," one of her new ones.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's with, I want to say Ben something Stellar. No, Ben. I don't know who it's with.
Ben Platt.
Ben. Maybe I don't know.
This.
Someone really cool. It's so creative. The lyrics in that.
I
one.
love her. I feel like she's perfect for the mountains, and I feel like her sound is pretty universal.
Right.
It's very approachable for lots of people who I'm like
approachable. Good word.
Anyone could use it.
Yeah, I was just in Alaska, and it was kind of like she was one of the themes.
That's so
like,
cool.
Yes, thank you. But her style of music, like the aesthetic, just fit with the mountains and and then never getting dark outside. And
oh, that's crazy. So. Right. How low did the sun get?
So it was like 10:30, and the people I was staying with, they're like, dinner time, and I was like, whoa, it's like 10:30, and it looks like outside right now.
Like that.
It started getting dark around
like 10:30 p.m.
Yeah, like 11 is when it started, I think, around. The darkest it got, like at 2 a.m., it was dark. It felt like nighttime, but you could still see the silhouette of the sun, so you got to see the blue
because it kind of dips down.
Yeah, I kind of see it. So it was really cool. It never got 100% dark, but it got like dark still, which is cool.
That's awesome. You checked off that box. Was that your first time going?
No, I spent 2 months there when I was in like second grade or something. Like I don't remember like much of it at all because my grandparents lived there, but they lived in the bush. And I'm in the bush. Like,
oh my God.
Like if I walked out, like I would get lost. There's no civilization.
Whoa.
So it was cool being in like a town city, urban sprawl, like Alaska.
Yeah, I always forget. I was looking at some video of like the tallest buildings in every state.
Yeah.
And it was like this one that's in Anchorage, Alaska. And I was like, what? And I Googled their downtown. I was like, oh yeah, there's a downtown in Alaska.
It's kind of trashy, not gonna lie.
I don't doubt that. Yeah, the skyscraper was like as tall as one of these buildings.
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't that big.
I think I saw it actually.
It's very weird of how every city has their technical tallest building, even if it's not like a feat.
Yes.
It's like, okay, well, this is not necessarily a feat of engineering. It's not like the Burj Khalifa, but it's the tallest one.
Crazy. I need to go there. I need to go to the tallest building. That's such a bucket list
that's
thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
But I was just talking about Dubai with some friends and how it's like a city that they just basically built out in the middle of nowhere for no reason. And there's like nothing to sustain life there.
Have you heard about The Line yet?
Oh my gosh, I saw that video.
Yes. Insane. Yes. Are you kidding me?
I was like,
that's like peaking edge technology.
Yes,
like,
right.
Innovation.
Imagine walking home drunk and you don't know which part of the line is yours. Yeah. Like I don't even get it. I feel like
that's so funny.
The motivation for people to move there was also something interesting I saw in the comments.
Interesting.
A lot of people were mentioning like, so what is the driving factor?
Yeah, who actually wants to live in the line?
Like
you know?
In the line, they said they would have all the like necessary amenities you'd need. But what drives a city, and I always forget about this, is who gets headquartered there. Like the companies that are headquartered or based out of a city is who will move there and who will be in the neighborhoods. I almost said infest the neighborhoods.
Right.
Who will invest in the neighborhoods.
Ooh.
There you go. And they'll like move in and they'll become the city.
Right.
So if the line is just housing, what's the prompt going to be?
There has to be a corporate part of it.
There has to be like a bunch of companies that move there and, like, so you can go work
and stuff. Yes,
right,
for sure. Yeah, the whole like economy and ecosystem will be very interesting.
Yes,
like living there. If it's made by the time we're like not dead, you know, like,
right?
It's definitely something that needs to be visited.
Yes, super dystopian.
Yeah, I wonder though how classes are gonna work because it's like human nature to have like upper lower class,
right.
Stuff. Very interesting.
It'll be like Star Wars.
Yeah, like how the lower part of the line
on Coruscant when it's like they're underground and they're poor and they're up on the top of the buildings and they're rich.
I live on level 5. I live on level 246. Like,
literally like how here we're like, I live in Brookdale.
Yeah, Brookdale.
And they're like, I live in Brookdale, which is level -5.
Yeah,
or like something weird.
Like.
And like the way it was built looked like they didn't have windows.
Yeah, right.
I was like, is it all a mirror?
They should just create each side like glass. Like
literally.
Cool. Yeah.
I was like, what happens to the animals?
Mm-hmm. There's a potential that it's really ugly too. Like
right. Like it looked cool in the video of how it was just blending into the deserts, and I'm like, I feel like that is an aesthetic choice that would not make sense financially.
Factual.
Of like making it a huge mirror, it would probably end up being just a big concrete wall. That'd be a little bit less appealing. But I just feel like that's such a weird concept because they're saying that they could, take the urban sprawl and put it all in the same amount of space. And it's like, yes, that is technically true with buildings.
Yeah.
But no one's ever done that.
With
No
housing.
one like builds a skyscraper and then they build like apartments and food and work all in the same place with like a little tram around it.
Right.
Like the fact we can't even manage to do that as a people, and we're like about to build the line. It's like,
those cities are cool though. The ones that are like not just grid systems, but like meant for like you don't have a car. Like it's just public transportation for those cities. You know.
Yes.
Those are super cool. So I'd love to see more cities like that for sure.
Yes. When I was gonna move to New York City, I was like
going to
getting
too.
super invested in the trains and all that. I was like, I know
public
all the
transpo.
routes. Yeah. I just don't think having a car there would be worth it.
Factual.
But it would be nice to have like a car available for when you wanted to go on a drive. And that is one thing I was thinking about with my roommates. I was like, if we all move here, it'd be nice to have a car like sitting in a garage, even though it's like $300, $500 a month to even have like a single parking spot. So expensive.
Especially in AZ, you kind of really need a car to get around.
Yes, that's what's crazy about the more west you get. Like even in LA, which is like the antithesis of New York City, you have to have a car because nothing is downtown there. Nothing is like central.
Right.
It's all lots of driving and traffic.
So much traffic. Gosh darn.
And here, so much at GCU. You are not walking anywhere.
Not safely.
Not safely.
Not outside of campus.
Oh, that's so sad.
No.
Yeah, no, it's definitely necessary to get anywhere because it's like at least 20 minutes away to get to anywhere nice or like
in
worth
Alaska,
going.
It was like two or 3 hours to get to the next town, you know?
Wow.
And so like every day when we wanted to visit somewhere, it was like, 2-hour drive. Like, and it's just normal, you know? Because everything's so spread out there. Because Alaska's giant. Do you know how big Alaska is? I just didn't know.
You didn't?
It's big. It's big.
That's wild.
Oh, it's so
I remember
big.
doing some project for class and doing that website where you can drag the states around.
Yeah.
And what's that called?
I don't know.
I was about to say circadian.
Not
There's like
geoguessing.
the way that the map is on a 2D screen that we've made is technically incorrect.
Like,
you know, it's like it's a globe.
Yeah.
And it's all going to be different sizes, and you could like click Alaska and drag it down to the US. You know, and it looks so much smaller than the US, and then when you dragged it down, it was like getting bigger, and it's like the size of the US.
Yeah, it's like giant.
It's insane.
Oh, ridiculous. But it's still like small town feel, you know, because like not a lot of people live there.
Right, I doubt that.
Yeah, in fact, the people that do, they get paid to live there, which is very interesting.
That's so funny. My cousin and her husband, they were there in the military, and they got like extra bonuses for going there. It was crazy. It was like, whoa.
So
that would be such a gain if you really liked Alaska. Would you ever?
Factual.
You ever go there for longer than 2 months?
Not happening.
No thanks.
That's probably my last time going to Alaska for a long time. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably fresh off your Alaska fill.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't think I need any, but I have never been. So that's the only little reason why I want to go.
So that's like the only reason is to go back.
You missed them?
Yeah, they're not right now.
Not seasonal.
It's such a small. I think it's such a small window. It could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
I think it's when it's colder.
Yeah, winter.
Yeah.
You know, Aurora.
Yeah, obviously.
That was I butchered saying that. Aurora.
The Aurora Lights. Yeah. Aurora Borealis.
Yes.
I know. That's on so many people's bucket lists, I know.
It's like the bucket list thing, you know, like.
Right? I feel like everyone else has their bucket lists, and I just have a bucket, and I just like randomly smack the shit out of people and take whatever falls out. I'm like, whatever falls into my bucket is what I will do.
That's funny.
I feel like going with friends and enjoying their bucket list items has been something I've been doing recently, and I'm like, this is fun.
Yeah.
I have no bucket.
Yeah.
Or,
my bucket is your bucket.
Yeah, literally. I will do whatever you want. Hopefully one day we can go.
So fun.
That'd be fun to go see the lights. I remember seeing something of a similar nature in Colorado once, and it was super dark out.
Really?
And my friends were like trying to explain to me what it was. It wasn't the Aurora Borealis. It was like a different phenomenon with the sky where it was kind of like reflecting.
Wow.
And all my friends were like, the Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis.
And then someone was like, I think that only happens in Alaska for like a week, once a year.
There's always that one guy.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's 1 week a year in Alaska.
Yeah, I feel like someone definitely ruined our fun. Yeah. They were like, no, that's not.
Oh, there's always that guy.
But we should have just told them to shut up and been like, no, this is the real Aurora Borealis.
That's so funny. Man,
but you have to be far away. You gotta
sunsets,
be far away.
like I think Arizona's the best sunsets. I'm thinking
that's
about
what's
lights
crazy about
like,
Arizona.
Yeah.
Something about the sunsets here are really powerful.
So powerful.
Because the horizons are all pretty flat.
Mm-hmm.
And
you could see
super
the
hot.
sunset first of all. Yeah.
And it's like there's some good like purples here.
Purples. I think oranges are vibrant, like even reds, pinks. Oh, it's all over the place. It's so pretty.
I was so shocked the first time I was here and I saw a good one. I was like, whoa, I thought Colorado had good ones.
No. AZ is where it's at. I think it's better than Nevada even. Like,
it's crazy.
I think AZ, from what I've seen, is probably number one in America. Hot take.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say so. From what I've seen.
Okay, I honestly agree with you. I feel like I've seen lots of good ones. And Colorado's are great because there's mountains, obviously, and it sets over them in Colorado Springs.
It's crazy.
But it's funny how I don't think my whole childhood I really ever saw the true colors, because when it's getting closer to the horizon is when all the different colors are happening. Because
so the mountains are blocking that for you.
It's like a whole huge amount that you don't see because the sun's back there just dark.
Oh. So you seen the first time you're like, whoa, there's like more color?
Yeah, I love when it's up in the sky and like the clouds are pink. That's a fun thing about Colorado.
Yes.
Here it's more like the horizon, the colors on the edge. And it's always so funny thinking about how the technical time when you're like reading in Colorado Springs, when the sun sets, is wrong. Because I remember figuring that out as a kid. It was like, well, it's dark right now and it still says the sun is setting, and it's like, well, it is. It's behind like the mountain.
That's funny. I do photography, so I did like schedule photo shoots, and this one time I scheduled it because it said sunset would be like 7:35. So we got there at 7:20, but at 7:20, because we live in a valley in Arizona, it was already behind the mountains.
Dang it!
And so like I scheduled, and it was a big shoot, and it was like the only time we were able to film it. And I was like, wow, I totally butchered. Like, we're not gonna be able to shoot again. So we just did it like, you know, that like after sunset where it's like getting
blue hour.
Blue hour. Yeah. So we just shot it then. It looked great. Looked good. But
okay, there you go.
Missed sunset. Ridiculous.
Dang it.
So ridiculous.
I've had blue hour moments where I've been like, this looks good.
I wish
it was golden hour.
Yeah.
Like,
I like blue hour.
It's cool. It's definitely nice right when you're before your sensor's getting too fried.
Yeah.
Like, it's getting a little grainy. It's getting a little dark. It looks good in my own eyes, but the camera's having a hard time.
You know that time of night where it's like hard to see your hand anymore because it's like just light enough but just dark enough where it's like,
right?
Your
That's
eyes
funny.
Don't like process.
It's been a pretty full moon on our trip so far, my road trip. So that's nice of like seeing a little bit of the outline of the mountains. I don't really like driving in the road trips when it's like 100% dark.
Factual.
The Peanut Gallery has entered. How was your call?
I have a new job.
What?
No, you do not.
Yeah, I do.
Is it for weddings or for what?
They're called a DJ company, but they do weddings, events.
A DJ company?
That's insane.
Congrats.
Literally.
Okay, we need to film your podcast episode.
That's insane.
Oh my gosh, congrats, DJ. Kale. What the heck?
Thank you guys.
What a crazy guy.
Okay, that's our sign to wrap up.
Yeah.
I feel like the amount of stuff we talked about was so good.
Yeah, we had a good sprawl.
You have a great, well-rounded list of musicians that you
Thank
like.
Thank you. I pride myself in it.
It's so good.
Yes.
You had them right out of the gate. I feel like I've had such a wide array of like random artists that people have been saying so far.
Yeah.
And I knew all yours.
Yes.
And I'm all a big fan of them. So
good.
We have good similar tastes. I like it.
And all of the ones I told you are my newer ones too. So that's good that I'm getting the stuff that's, in the know and stuff that you know.
Yes, and we can have season 2. You can come back and we'll have a whole new list of like whoever's in your mind
super
on the day.
Like in a year to see what we're listening to.
Right?
That'd be super interesting.
I'm like not worried about not filling up everything that we could have ever possibly talked about because I feel like in the future, if this goes well, we'll have more. And I'll be able to have people on for like repeat episodes.
Factual.
It'll be fun. Well, thank you, Andrew.
Well, thank you.
This is good.
Me.
Yeah, and go check out the artists that we mentioned.
Ritt
and hopefully
Momney,
you guys
do it.
Go Ritt Momney now.
Now. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.